Hello, Reclaimers. I had just finished a game of roll call with some friends when this update review appeared on my notifications, so I figured, yeah, why not? Let's take a read and see what's coming and what changes the developers are planning to make for the game coming forward. So, hello, Reclaimers. Since launch, you've been sending us feedback, bug reports, suggestions, and plenty of passionate opinions, and we've been listening. Your participation helps us shape Rogue Core into a better game. We've been hard at work on our first major update, and we're excited to finally share the details with you. Many of these changes touch core gameplay systems and represent significant improvements. We are 90% confident that everything listed below will make it into the update. That said, it's a substantial amount of work, and we may need to delay a few items if necessary to ensure a smooth and timely release. If you'd like to help us test these changes or simply get an early look on what's coming, we'll be opening our experimental branch very soon. Wow, we get a test server already? We'll make a post detailing how you can get access when the time comes. The current target dates, experimental branch is on June 11, that is about 1 week from now, and the update is planning to release on June 17, which is 1 week after that, give or take. Now, let's dive into the actual updates. System updates, improved mission timer. We've updated the mission timer to better communicate what's happening during a run. We have clearer timer feedback and readability, optional numerical cooldown showing exactly when repo worms will appear. These two together make a very big change when it comes to decision making. And what I mean by that is that in the game I just left, we weren't sure if we had enough time to do a side objective. It was the repair the hammer one. You know the one I'm talking about, where you keep repairing the hammers until the mining is complete. Yeah, we weren't sure if we had enough time to do that before the repo worms would spawn, so we decided to just go for the elevator. Having clearer timer feedback, ideally they just tell you how much time you have left so you can actually plan. But if you have a clearer indicator of how much time you actually have, then you can kind of gauge whether the side objective is worth doing or it's worth risking maybe pushing it very close to the repo worm spawn, but you get the extra expedite. So this will help a lot in helping you decide that rather than, we could have actually done that because we had enough time, but we didn't know we have enough time because the indicator was not telling us clearly. So this is going to be a very good change. Next up, assault pace selection. You can now choose your preferred assault pace directly from the mission map. Cautious for lower time pressure, standard, this is the current experience, and reckless, higher time pressure but higher rewards. So current experience is 15 minutes right now. So I would assume cautious with a lower time pressure might be 20 minutes. And 20 minutes is a lot of time actually. 20 minutes allows you to complete basically everything a single facility has before you have to move on to the next one. Higher time pressure could be maybe 10 minutes. Now, 10 minutes is really tight. And I don't know, just off the top of my head, having less time means less time to mine for expedite, and less expedite means less time for upgrades. Less upgrades means less build crafting, which means the game becomes a bit more bare bones, in my opinion. Of course, if you are a very skilled player and you don't really need a lot of upgrades, then you can by all means go for reckless. And I think this might be a challenge in of itself for the very skilled roll call players, or if you want to tickle your roguelite fancy and see how far you can push it. For rewards, I'm not sure what this entails, because right now, the only rewards you get is EXP for leveling up your Reclaimer. Because we don't have money anymore, we don't have minerals anymore, unlike DRG. So I'm not exactly sure what higher rewards would entail, but I guess we'll find out. Next, REPD upgrading improvements. Upgrading at the REPD has been streamlined. When an upgrade becomes available, an interaction button will appear on the REPD. Any Reclaimer can activate it. All players will receive the upgrade simultaneously, regardless of their location. Oh yes, so this made it in. I've been seeing this exact feedback and change wanted by players across Reddit, Discord, my own review video, and this really reduces the friction in the game right now, because having to get players to rendezvous at a particular point just so you can get the upgrade causes kind of two problems. The first problem is that it interrupts the pace of what people are doing. Say you were, far away from the rest of your teammates and you were doing the bioprocessor. Another teammate was down in the ground looking for the workbench. And then now you want to get the upgrades because the swarm is coming. So you want to either heal up or get stronger before you take on the swarm. Now you don't have to stop what you're doing to rally with the majority of the team and can do that from any point in the map. So that's the first one. The second one is because you don't have to keep going back and forth to rendezvous together, you actually save a bit of time in traveling. So you might save 10 or 15 seconds moving from one side of the map to meet up with everyone else on the other side. And that can add up over time. So this combined with the different pace selection means that cautious might be very, very relaxed and very, very casual. So this is something which I like. Of course, this could be maybe a bit jarring if you're in the middle of doing the bioprocessor hack and suddenly your screen just becomes the upgrade screen. So maybe that's only a single downside, but I am willing to take that downside over the current form that it is right now. Next up, upgrading the negotiation rework. We've made several improvements to upgrade drafts and player choice. When a player selects an upgrade, it is replaced with a new option, ensuring everyone gets the same number of choices. Huge. The skip for health option has been removed. Health upgrades now appear alongside all the other upgrades. Okay. All upgrades within a draft now share the same rarity. We are continuing to review and rebalance upgrades to make every choice feel exciting and worthwhile. Okay. Let's process all of this together because I think it will all come together once we understand how everything works. The first thing is the skip for health option has been removed. That means that consistent choice that always appeared whenever you get an upgrade is now gone. That has been turned into a normal upgrade that will appear alongside the rest of the other upgrades as a regular thing. Now, obviously, it probably won't be called skip for health. They'll probably rename it to health upgrade or vitality booster or something. And that means two things happen. One good, one not so good. On one hand, you now have more choice because now that consistent 6 option, which used to be skip for health, can now be replaced with an actual useful upgrade. For example, cooling unit or something. But on the other hand, you also lose a consistent way to heal yourself. Because now you can't just decide, okay, we need to heal now. Let's all mine enough expedite to fully restore ourselves. Then we can continue doing the mission more safely. That is now gone with this change. But as a whole, when you consider this change here, where everyone gets the same number of choices, this is huge for the last guy on the team. Because right now, if you were the 4th player getting an upgrade and you had the skip for health option still there, you were basically left with only 2 options to choose from. And that was kind of sad, especially because you could RNG yourself and always be the last person on the team to get things. That meant your build crafting was kind of nerfed or severely hamstrung as a result. This change means everybody gets the same number of upgrades and everybody gets the same number of decision making to make. So this should make it a lot more interesting. And when you combine it with the last one, where the drafts now share the same rarity, this will definitely make it a lot more fun to play with, because sometimes you get a draft where there's like 4 rare and then the skip for health and then 1 epic. And then that 1 epic isn't that good of an epic for your build either. So then you'll be left with a whole bunch of choices that aren't particularly interesting, and then you would tell yourself, well, nothing here is fun. I'm just going to pick up health because at least 20 more health is being able to tank maybe 1 more hit. You take that. Now, at least if you get something epic, everything is going to be epic, and that's going to open up a lot more choices to make. And also, in a way, reduces the burden of RNG, which then leads you to being able to create more better builds more consistently. So this is a very, very good change for the negotiation rework. I like it a lot. Now, for new content, we're getting some new stuff. New weapons, adding a trident, an energy shotgun. Hey, this is from Helldivers. In fact, this is exactly the same thing from Helldivers, the trident energy shotgun. I wonder how it would be implemented in the game. This will be part of the starting weapon pool. Corrosive Sludge Pump is being added as well. This is a heavy weapon. I actually really love playing with the Sludge Pump back in DRG. Right now, the heavy weapon selection pool tends to be the same 5, I think. We don't really get a choice as to what to pick. So having 1 more is going to mix things up a little, and this will be a fun one to play with. We are also getting a new enemy, a Voidkin Drifter. This is going to be a brand new flying threat. I just hope that this isn't going to be a ranged threat, because my god, the ranged enemies in this game are really annoying already, and having one flying around sniping you is going to be a pain. But we'll see when it comes out. We're also getting a new core biome. Our goal is to introduce a unique core biome for each boss. With update 1, we're adding a new core biome for the Ramok. This is the fish boss. For now, the Molakuta, sorry, I pronounce this wrong all the time because I just call it the table, will also use this biome until its own unique environment arrives in a future update. Okay, cool. I don't know how it might turn out, but it's fun to see different biomes for the boss rather than the same old one that you get. We are also getting new mining constructions. More than 12 new mining constructions have been added to mining facilities, bringing greater variety to facility exploration. This is a wonderful change to breathe new life into each game, because right now we're kind of stuck with the same, I don't know, 5 or 6 of them, and it can get quite repetitive if you play a lot. So adding 12 more is going to be really fun, or at least makes it more interesting, especially when we combine it with the timer. So now each of them will have a different timer it takes to complete, and that will inform you on whether or not you can do things better. Overall, just more exciting things to look forward to, more exploration to do, and more replayability to the game. We're also getting a new deployment. New deployment. We are looking into adding some new deployments for greater variety. I have no idea what this is, but new stuff is always good. So look forward to it. Now, we will also be getting some weapon balancing. We're making a broad pass on weapon balance to create a more consistent difficulty floor across the game. Additionally, several harder to master weapons have been moved from the starting weapon pool to the workbench, allowing players to ease into the experience more naturally. Harder to use weapons. What might this be? Is this the shock one that charges up when you want to use it? Could be. Might this also be the shield generator? That was a very fun weapon to use, but I think as a starting weapon, it's kind of weak, so I guess it makes more sense to move that to the workbench. There will also be a balance pass, but remember that this is an ongoing process. Okay, mentioning that there will be a balance pass is great. I will reserve judgment to see how the weapons are changed, balanced, buffed, or nerfed when it finally comes out and I actually play it. Miscellaneous stuff. An additional munitions crate has been added to each facility level to improve ammo economy. Okay, so this is how they've chosen to deal with the shortage of ammo. We'll see if this is enough. I'm not sure if one is going to be enough, especially on the higher difficulties, because there are a lot of enemies that come and you will have to chew through your ammo to fight them. More red sugar has been added throughout the caves to help offset the removal of skip for health. Okay, this is a good change, a good way to balance the lack of consistent healing with more availability throughout the mission. Free leaf lovers at the bar. Nice. Love free stuff. New tracks for the jukebox, disco, smooth soul, funk. Stacking of enhancements for better overview in the loadout terminal. Yes, this is so much better. Right now is a slog to try and look through your enhancements, especially when you've upgraded all of them to level 1 to 4. So this is just going to make build crafting just a little more streamlined. Auto equip highest tier enhancement when unlocking new enhancements. Nice. This is a very good change so that you don't unlock and then forget about it and then you realize you're still using your level 1 health. Nice to have. This is a very nice quality of life upgrade. Added auto sprint. Okay, I know a lot of DRG players are going to like this already because this was a mod before, and now that you have it in the game, it is great. This can be toggled on and off in settings. Love it. We're also getting free cosmetic DLC, The First Responder. As a token of our gratitude, we're putting together a free cosmetic DLC, The First Responder. Whoa, how generous for taking in our feedback and actually acting upon it and showing their gratitude for us actually taking the time to give them the feedback that they need to make the DLC and the game as a whole, not DLC, sorry, the game as a whole a much better one. Thank you for being among the first on site, helping us identify issues, share feedback, and shape the future of Roll Call. Your support has been invaluable, and we can't wait to show you what's next. Rock and Stone. With love, the Ghost Ship crew. Nice. I think this is a really good gesture, and I can think of a game company or two that could learn from this. So, that was all the changes that are coming in the next week or two, depending if you're going to play on the test branch. I am quite optimistic at seeing how this will transform the experience because right now it's okay. I would only play Rogue Core if I have my friends on, but this should make games as a whole much more interesting. Thanks for watching. See you again soon. Rock and Stone Reclaimers.